Happy Monday, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you. We have a special guest. Gay is here today. She was our winner from the Christmas holiday party with that gorgeous quilt. Welcome, Gay.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right, we'll get everybody in the door. I'm glad to see you all. Happy New Year, too.
Happy New Year.
Dara's in the kitchen. She must be cooking for us.
I'm working on my diet plan. So
You tell me about it.
it's just very simple. I just cut my calories way down, but then trying to figure out how many calories are in everything so you can keep track is so much harder than it used to be when I was young.
Yes.
Way fewer calories now and way more complicated to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus, too, we used to just know that we're getting whole foods, right? And now we may even think that we're doing the right thing by cutting calories, but we're getting something entirely different in the ingredients, right? That's causing a whole nother set of problems.
I don't know. I cook everything from scratch. From scratch. I make my own chicken broth. I make everything is completely from scratch, which makes it even more confusing because then there's no label that tells you what serving size it is and how much you should have. So
that's amazing. Now, do you shop organic too, Dara?
I'm not so concerned with it being organic. I'm one of those people who has 1,000 allergies. So my main concern is that it's not processed in a facility with other things that I'm allergic to. So I can't be that particular about it being organic because a lot of the organic stuff is processed in facilities with lots of things I can't eat.
Oh, wow. Gosh, that does make it challenging.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I wonder if we're going to have a small group this morning. That'd be interesting. That never happens. I hope everybody's okay. I haven't heard anything from Cheryl. Have you all?
Yeah,
she's been on Facebook.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful. I didn't see that. Here comes Casey. That's great. Did she give an update? Like she's feeling better or?
Mm-hmm.
She said they're home.
Yay, I'm so glad. Good morning, Casey.
You're on. Good.
Can you hear us, Casey?
Yes, I can hear you.
Happy New Year. How was
Happy
your
New Year. Pardon?
Did you have a good weekend?
Yes. Yeah, we had a pretty good weekend. Managed to avoid mayhem.
Right. We're waiting right now to see if my son has COVID.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's everywhere now. So, Casey, you might remember Gay from the holiday party. She was the winner with the beautiful quilt. And Gay, I'll let you introduce yourself to everybody. Let us know where you're from and what you like sewing.
I'm a quilter. Definitely a quilter. I was just loading a quilt on the frame today. I'm getting another one ready to be quilted. I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm on the other side of the country. And basically, we have been hunkered down since last March 7th. We don't go anywhere. I have a husband that has too many of the morbidity factors, and I have 2 children, but they both work in medical, so we don't see them or their families because there's just too much of a risk. So, but other than that, so I've done a lot of quilting. I think I made 26 quilts last year.
Wow.
Good for you. That's awesome. And Usha's, who is also in this group, she quilts too. She gets 1 done a month, which is, I thought was really impressive, but 26 keeps you full-time quilting.
There's usually 2 or 3 going at a time.
Oh, that's so fun. And is that your fabric stash we see in the corner there? Is that fabric on the wall?
That is fabric.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. How many years have you been quilting, Gay?
26 or 27. I started quilting. I was a sewer originally. I was a sewer. I did like upholstering and things like that. But when my daughter got married, where we were holding the reception, the caterer was only providing paper napkins. She said, I'm not having paper napkins. So I made the napkins for the wedding. And there were two different, one was a solid teal, the other was a pink and teal print and rosy print. And after the wedding, I said, what am I going to do with this 125 napkins? So I made them a quilt. I went and bought one more material and I just made a typical traditional pinwheel quilt. And so that was my first quilt. It was made from napkins from her wedding. And then from there, I just started quilting. I loved it and continued.
Wow, that's an amazing story. How neat. And so now your daughter, she's been married a long time?
She's married and divorced. She has 4 children.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's actually 27 years. My granddaughter is 25. So it's been 27 years that I've been quilting.
So do you have any great grandchildren yet?
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay, very exciting. Good morning, Kim. We can't hear you.
Kim's muted. Yeah, there she is.
Can you hear me,
Hi.
Kim?
Hi, how are you?
Happy New Year.
You too.
You made it. I see 2 of you trying to connect. Were you having troubles?
I was on a different iPad, so I was like, okay, what's going on?
You want me to take the other Kim out of the room?
Yes.
Let me see. Well, I'll put you in the waiting room instead of remove you just in case, like it, I don't want to ban you or anything from the group. That would be sad. Okay, so a couple changes, and then I want to remind you about the vote. So we don't have the second meeting anymore on Mondays because I want to expand our meetings by 15 minutes. We don't have to use the extra time. It's just we almost always use the time anyways. So that we have that room. And then if we have fun making the bag, then I think Thursday might be a good day to focus on bags, accessories, or home decor, because then we don't alienate anyone who just wants to sew garments, and we could work on that on Tuesdays. And then we have our social time about sewing on Monday mornings and Friday afternoons. So that's why I'm trying to create that space in the schedule, because there's actually nothing on the Element 3 schedule for Thursdays.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
adding in Thursday.
Not yet, but as soon as I get the room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm carving out the room in my life to get the Thursday on the schedule. Yeah. So that was the first step, so I could rebalance on Monday so I can open up Thursday. Okay, so anyway, so we'll have this full hour this morning and then our full hour and, hour and 15 minutes tomorrow, which is what we usually use, and then hour and 15 on Friday for this week here. Sound good? Okay, and then I put the link in the chat. Have you had a chance to vote on the bag that you might like to make?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it.
Yay, Kim, head over there, cast your vote. Do you have any interest in learning to sew a bag, Gay?
I have big bags. I make quilted bags. I have one.
Do you have one nearby? I want to see.
There's your competition, Andrea.
I love it. Oh gosh, she's my inspiration.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's pretty.
Oh, that's art. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
beautiful.
gosh.
See, it's just quilted.
Incredible.
Very pretty.
That's a
Do
good
you
idea
ha-
because I quilt. I love to quilt, but I don't need any more quilts.
So you can make bags.
Yeah.
This is a Susie Quilts pattern bag. She has a website called Susie Quilts, and this is her pattern, and it's a free pattern. If you have, but I think you have to buy her other one because I think she put it in as a modern fans quilt. And I have made a few of the modern fans quilts, but then at Christmas time, I just used scraps and made bags as gifts. So
Oh, those are heirloom keepsakes. Wow. How wonderful. And then behind you, is that your quilting machine, Gay?
This is the quilter. Let's see, maybe I can reverse the camera and it'll be easier for you guys. How do I do that? Oh, switch camera.
Yeah. Does it have like a little kind of, yeah.
There.
you go.
But I can't see what I'm showing you. That's the problem. No, that's not working for me. Let me, I can do it better this way. Here's my,
Oh
Wow.
my,
Ooh.
wow.
and it's on a
Is that-
10-foot, it's on a frame, a 10-foot frame, and this just slides. But it's,
Oh, how fun.
I don't know if you can see my quilt. Can you see my?
Is that an iPad? Is that what you use, Gay, to control it, the iPad?
Yeah, well, that's a computerized, and you can put designs in, and it will just quilt your whole top, or you can do free motion quilting.
So it
You can-
came with the machine then?
Well, you purchase
Got
it separately. You purchase it separately, but that is the machine. And there's the quilt that's on there now.
Wow. Wow.
So that is my machine, and that's my fabric stash.
Oh, so pretty. Do you have them, what do you have them folded on, the material?
Just those styrofoam boards that you can cut up. You buy them at the dollar store. The I don't know, they're like 24 by 36 inch, and they're very thin. And you can cut it with a utility knife on your cutting boards, and you cut them to, I cut them to 3 different sizes. For my full yardage, I use like a 8.5 by 11 piece of styrofoam, and that holds, I know it, those are my tallest ones, and those hold over a yard of material. And then the other ones I cut, I think 4 by 6, I want to say, and those hold everything over a fat quarter to a yard, almost a yard, and then the fat quarters go on my little 4 by 4s. And so that's how I know what I have for yardages.
Oh, fun. Now, does it keep it from getting the creases? Is that why you like to do that?
You don't get as many creases. Or if you nicely, I take the bed, I go out on the bed when I get a new piece and I iron it, and then I just kind of fold it to the size I want. You do get creases, but they're not firm creases. They're much easier to
And
out.
then tell us about your fabric shopping
Uh,
habits, I'll say. Like, do you just buy what you like, or are you now in a different frame of mind with fabric?
First started, I want to say I only bought fabric. I picked a pattern, and then I picked what colors I wanted, and then I went to the store and I bought what I needed. But after 26 years, you always have leftovers. You know, you never buy just enough, you always buy a little extra. So that's why you have so much over the course of time. But I mean, basically I shop a couple of quilt shops. We don't have anything really close. My closest quilt shop is, besides Joann's, which I'm not really crazy about Joann's, is about 35 minutes away.
Wow.
The other 2 that I go to the most often are just about 1 hour each of them. So it's an hour's trip each way to go. But right now I can't go in any of them, but I call them. They know me well, and I'll show a picture and I'll say, I need a backing. Or sometimes I have something online that I can see and, you know, pretty much judge. But I only do curbside pickup right now of everything. So
Wow.
I haven't been into a store in a year almost.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, so you pull up and open the trunk and they put it in the
I
trunk?
open the slider and I literally pull up to the side of the stairs and they just literally toss it in.
Oh, I'm
So
glad they'll do that for you. Oh, wow.
they do that all the time in Massachusetts. There's a lot of businesses just do curbside pickup. here. So even Target does curbside pickup.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's so neat. Okay, so now I'm inspired to go and get some of that board and roll up all my fabric.
and it's cheap. The boards are cheap and you get quite a few out of each one. So, I mean, you get some 4x4, 4x6s, and then you get the 8.5 by 11s. So you
Okay,
get plenty.
fine. Suzette has a big fabric stash too, but is yours on the boards in the bins? It's just folded in the bin? Do you think you'll ever put it on boards?
I used to have bureau drawers. I had one bedroom that had nobody in it, and I literally used all the drawers. Every drawer had a certain color in it, and but they just got so messy. This is much easier to keep neat. You never have a mess. You know, you can take something out and it slides right back in.
That is,
So it's like a
And-
book on a bookshelf.
and I like to see mine too.
Yeah.
I forget about it if I can't see it. Very cool. Okay, so
Dara's shaking her head.
I would never expose my quilting cottons to light every day. You do get some color loss over time, and I've been quilting for like 35 years, and I have some fabrics that are 35 years old that I just didn't use yet, or they're leftovers, and I keep mine in, like she said, I keep mine in drawers. Just because they would get dusty at my house too, because like if they sit for a year and I don't quilt, that's a long time. You're quilting every day. Leave yours out where you can see them. I'm quilting like a couple times a year.
So, well, I have to move my quilting room pretty soon because my son and his daughter-in-law, as soon as the pandemic is over, they're moving in to our household. And it's like,
there you go. Oh, we can't hear you for some reason, Gay.
okay. Rang, that's what happened. And it popped into my iPad from my iPhone. That's what happened.
Oh, gotcha.
So
you,
my sewing room is moving to a new room, and that room won't get as much light as this room has, but.
Oh, wow. Is it going to be difficult for you to move that? We lose your audio for just a little bit. We couldn't hear you, Gay.
Oh, okay, now it's off. He won't call now, but he'll might call on the home phone now, but my husband can answer that one.
Oh,
So, but they have to come and move my machine. It's moving from upstairs to downstairs. So the people that I bought it from are coming to move it because there's no way I can move that. So.
oh, wow. And the kids don't want to live downstairs?
No, well, no, there's no bedrooms downstairs. All the bedrooms are upstairs.
Oh, okay. Gosh. Wow. You're a good mom.
So it's in a room that we never use. It's supposedly a formal living room, which we never ever use. We have 2 other sitting rooms, so we never use that one. So that's becoming the craft room, which is a bigger room actually. So just not as bright. So it might actually be better for my fabric.
I never have any long enough for it to fade.
I learned the hard way that you can keep batiks too long. I made a quilt with batiks that were black and whites, and it fell apart pretty quickly after I made it. Some of the batiks were like, when I picked them up, they were just like shredding. And I thought, oh, I'll just throw these away. And then others were fine. So I used them, and that was a big mistake.
I never used a lot of batiks, but I have been using them for backings. Now I don't like to hear that.
It was just the black and white ones. The other colors didn't do it. So I suspect that they probably bleach that fabric to get that bright white before they do the batiking to it. So now I've learned my lesson. If something's that old, wash it. Like, because I don't usually pre-wash quilt fabrics. I usually make the quilt and then wash. If something's like 35 years old, now I wash it, even if it's little bits. I serge around the edge and I wash them. And if they survive the wash, then I use them. And if they don't survive the wash, they're gone. Because I had put, it was a king size quilt. It was And then I had to like go back by hand and patch in all the places where the fabric fell apart.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Yeah. Oh, wow.
And then the dog chewed it. It was okay in the end.
Yes, Dara, usually when something goes bad like that, you just dump it. So that was pretty impressive for you.
Oh, it was already quilted and on the bed when it started falling apart. And
Oh,
now it's in my guest room, and it's got a ton of colors. And I mean, it's one of those where you make a 9 patch and then you cut it up and put it back together. A disappearing 9 patch is called. And now it has a whole bunch of hand sewn patches on it because my son's dog runs in there with her toenails and like slides across the top and catches seams, and then they rip. And it's become a family joke in the guest room. Like, oh, new patches every time people come. They can like play like we're Waldo with the new patch.
oh gosh. Speaking of dogs, did your mom's dog love the new bed?
It finally came. I mailed it on December 16th. She got it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
still have packages lost too. One I shipped on the 1st arrived the day after Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have a theory. There's something going on in Virginia because the packages that go from Virginia to Connecticut for my daughter's mother-in-law, they're just not showing up. So it's like there's a vortex in Virginia that's messing things up.
I agree. And which is why I'm afraid to send your bag, Suzette. I still have it sitting right there.
That's
but
okay.
You
No
just
hurry.
trust it'll arrive once I put it in.
We tried
No
UPS,
hurry.
better. UPS is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any, my only option is the post office. We don't have anything convenient at all nearby other than the post office.
It's not just Virginia. My brother's in Ohio. They still haven't received their Christmas, and their stuff has not arrived down here.
Do you think we should maybe give it one more week, Suzette? Nothing will happen to it. It's right there. I'll keep it safe. You can look at
It's no
everything
hurry.
you get on.
No hurry.
I just don't want it lost because like I can't recreate that.
Do you have like a mailbox, etc., or one of those mailbox places?
Not that's close by. See, here's the thing about this area. There's a bazillion people and anywhere you go takes an hour.
Oh,
So except then that's why I always have my studio where I can walk to the post office.
yeah.
So yeah, so the town that the studio is in doesn't even have a stoplight. It's like the tiniest is a village. That's what they call it.
What state are you in?
In Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're not far from DC, which is why there's so many people.
Uh-huh.
But they just kind of did it backwards. They put the people before the infrastructure. So
Uh-huh.
now all we have is people and traffic.
And nobody wants to have anything commercial where they live. So
They fight it for years. It was 10 years to get a Walmart because they just wanted to argue about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But since I have it right here, Gay, I'll show you one of my patchwork bags. This is Suzette owns this now.
Pretty. Love the colors.
Mm-hmm. Really fun.
Pretty.
Okay, so the second part of that, since good morning, Lynn.
Morning.
She snuck in the back door. Is make sure you vote on the bag. Did you get to vote, Lynn?
Sorry, the dog went off. What did you say?
I said, did you get to vote on the bag that you'd like to make?
I never found them. I guess I didn't go back in. So no, I haven't voted. I'll have to go back in and look at them.
Okay, I put the link in the chat too.
No,
'cause-
the messenger bag isn't on here. You've got it listed, but that's not a choice.
Really?
No.
Okay, let me see, Kim. Hang on. Okay. But I have, oh, you are so right. Okay, let me fix it.
Okay.
Thank you, Kim. You just sent me a message.
Well, and
What
while
did
you're
Lori
in
do?
there, I was adding stuff to my Google Calendar this morning. And so I went in to register for the Friday thing and it told me I couldn't because it was already passed.
I just fixed that too. So now you can do that. Everything expired at the end of the year, which is like the busiest time, right?
I looked at my calendar this morning and there were no links. I mean, like, and I'm
Really?
realizing pretty much you guys are the only thing on my calendar.
Oh, because it didn't.
How sad is that?
Is that because you hadn't registered and they expired? Is that what happened, Casey?
Yeah. I woke up and I was like, oh, I got to get into the room. And I was like, my calendar's blank.
Okay. Okay, uh-oh, and I don't know if you guys want to re-vote now because now I'm putting the messenger bag in there. I'm glad Kim caught that. Okay, it's uploading now.
How do you get in there? I have never tried to find anything in here.
Okay, I'm gonna put the link directly to the poll for you. Do you know how to find the chat, Gay, on your Zoom screen?
Yeah, I found the chat, but it's blank. Oh, there comes something.
Okay, try, oh, that sun is gonna shoot me right in the eye. Try to click on that now, and then if you want to revote, go ahead and revote. Dora, had you voted? Did you vote?
Yeah, I voted for the commuter bag because I can't wait to go to a sewing class in person. And it seems like it has lots of pockets for all the doodads that you have to take.
You guys can have a blast with that.
That's my favorite.
You voted for that too, Suzette?
That's my favorite bag.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. All right, do you see it, Kim?
Yep, I voted.
Okay, Kim has voted. And did you find it, Lynn?
Yeah, I found it. They're all good.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So I used the message below to kind of show priority because I was like, well, I like this one, but I also would be willing to do this one. That way it can help Andrea with, I've got so many votes. If it's 50-50, then she'll say, oh, when somebody's second choice was the other bag, so they'll be happy. So I
You
used
can be the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Yeah, the commuter's a nice bag, but I did like the messenger bag too. The one bag had too many pieces. I was like, oh no, that's too many
Which
pieces.
one?
I'm not.
Oh, it's patchwork.
That
Oh, yeah.
patchwork, yeah, that was a lot of pieces of material. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
I like that one.
No.
Okay. So Lynn, I don't know that you join us too much on Mondays, but before you got here, I let everybody know that we have canceled the second Monday meeting so we can extend each meeting by 15 minutes, which we were already kind of doing anyways. And then hopefully if we have fun with the bags, I'm going to add a Thursday class that will just be bags, accessories, and home decor. So that
Just next Tuesday is canceled or every other Tuesday?
No. The second meeting on Mondays. But
Oh,
I don't know
didn't
that you
we had two on.
Yeah, I don't know that you came to that too much.
Okay.
We basically continued the conversation we started in the morning. But I felt a little bad because I think Doreen was, is so passionate about just sewing clothes. I don't want to, and I definitely want to keep learning how to sew garments. So I don't want to have a long period of time where we're not focused on that either. So this would give us kind of the best of both worlds. And then what you're interested in, you can sign on for. So yeah, so okay, let's go around the room. So we got to see all of Gay's gorgeous fabric and her quilting machine. How about you, Suzette? What have you got going on sewing?
I cut out my t-shirt, but I haven't sewn anything yet.
Okay, but it's all cut out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you review the instructions? Does it look?
Yeah, there's a lot of, they give you a lot more instructions than the other patterns that I've tried. So I'll be looking for those every time we choose something else.
And
You like that one?
Anita by Design has the link that I showed you. That was the sweater knit, but she also has a t-shirt, step-by-step t-shirt pattern tutorial.
Oh,
So
good.
Yeah, so once you go to hers, you can, you know how they suggest more things. She has a t-shirt pattern, 2 other t-shirt patterns, I think, that might be helpful to watch.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
But other than that, I just did a lot of cleaning up and end of year filing and shredding and celebrating my son's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, son.
Yeah,
That's
I told him no more birthdays. He's making me old.
exciting.
Good.
It's weird when your kids get old.
And then I said, your birthday's January 3rd. Can we move it to like June or something where there's no birthdays? Because I feel bad for him. By the time that comes, everybody's like over all the gatherings and parties. And
A friend of mine does half your birthdays because their kid's birthday is in the Christmas season. So they just celebrate it in July, I think, just so that they can have, you know, something special for them.
yeah, well, I feel bad. My brother's Christmas Eve. My mom is 2 days after Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And my ex-mother-in-law's, she was born the same day, the same year as my mom. So I
Oh,
have
wow.
that.
Yay, same year? What are the chances of that?
Yeah. And then my stepson's mid-December. My husband's the end of the month, and then several in February. So from October, it just never
Yeah.
ends.
Oh, wow.
My
Goodness.
husband in December, right after Christmas too. He's 5 days after Christmas, so. But
Yeah. I always make sure they don't get gypped and their stuff is not wrapped in Christmas paper. You know.
The best gifter ever, Suzette. That's your superpower.
Oh, I don't know.
You're a wonderful gifter.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hi,
are you?
Doreen.
Good morning, Doreen. She's all smiley.
Thank
I-
you for the card, Andrea, and also Doreen. I love your pictures that
Oh,
you
I'm
sent.
glad I made it. Yeah, I just never know if things are coming or not out of here. Good. I'm glad you got that. Okay, Doreen, just real quick, we don't have a second meeting on Mondays anymore because
Oh.
I'm working it into the schedule to add something on Thursdays. So don't want to mess you up, okay?
Is that happening like right now?
As
So
soon as
two-
I get my schedule open. So the first step was for me to offload the second meeting on Monday, so then I can start freeing up Thursday. So it's not immediate yet. I still got a little bit more legwork to
Are
do.
you saying that, are you saying that the second meeting on Monday, today, what are you doing with that?
We're not having that anymore.
This one coming up to later today is
Yes.
done.
Yes. So we'll just always have this first morning meeting on Monday. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So are you going to work on anything else, Suzette, this week?
I'm gonna finish the t-shirt,
Okay.
and then if I like it, I might try one with. I mean, if it comes out okay, I might try one with stripes, which scares me.
Really? They're so cute. I gotta go close that curtain. Okay, Dara, how about you? What are you up to?
I have a pair of jeans for my husband about half done, another pair. His favorite color, black. And my only black denim, after I washed it, I realized it had like slubs in a big section. Like I got it from Nick of Time and they sent me extra, and I wondered why they sent me extra, but I didn't really pay any attention. I just cut off a piece and washed it, and now I put it like on the back so the pocket goes over most of it, but there's still little bits, and I fray checked it so that it won't fall apart because it's a big, like one whole line is slubbed up. So I hope I'm not wasting my time. I hope he doesn't rip the seat out of these jeans pretty quickly, but I'm thinking about ironing some fusible to the back of it, but if he sees that, then he'll realize it's there and he will not wear them. He's like way picky about stuff like that. Like he'll think other people can see it even if he can't see it. So
Boy,
Um,
that would be so embarrassing for him though if that gives loose.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't happen right away. Like it would happen over time. So,
And if you've put it on his backside and somebody's inspecting his backside that close, he's got other issues.
Yeah.
he's just really picky about his clothes, even though he has no idea what goes together, what looks right. He's not colorblind. He's just not confident about picking out clothes. So if anything's wrong, he'll like put it aside in the closet and never wear it. So I'm hoping that it's okay. And I finished that Mimi G jacket that I was making out of that coral colored knit.
Mhm.
And it is so tight if you try and zip it. And when she wears the stuff in the picture, she never zips anything. And when I looked at it again, I realized she's using her hands to hold the pockets around her hip line to like kind of style it that way. If I do that, I get that same look she has. If I let go, they go like bing, so I am on a diet. Maybe I'll be more comfortable wearing it when I lose the weight I'm trying to lose, but now I'm trying to decide whether I should make the t-shirt to go with it or just save the fabric for something else. Cause I'm not like, I'm afraid with a t-shirt underneath it, you're going to see like all the lumps in the, tomorrow I'll take a picture of it and you'll see it's on my dress form, and my dress form is the size I should be. And even zipped up on there, it's like super tight. It doesn't just have 0 ease, it has negative ease.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's disheartening when you've made something though, and you can't wear it.
Well, I've made several of her things. Her pants fit me really well. But when I make the tops, I've discovered that every time they are too narrow at the hip, which doesn't make sense because she is kind of big at the hip.
Hippie. She's
and
hippie.
that's why her patterns fit me, because like she's kind of shaped the same as I am. So I went up 1 size. I should have gone up like 3 sizes if I wanted it to fit the way I'm comfortable wearing things. So
She does wear things really tight.
yeah, before I waste any more of the fabric, I'm gonna give it some time to rest and see if my diet catches up with it.
Hey. Let us know how we can support you.
Yeah.
Let's not pitch it yet.
It's just,
Hang it close by in the kitchen area so you always have a vision of it.
I don't know. It's pretty. Well, and it's really a bright spring color, which I don't really feel comfortable wearing right now. It just seems like out of time to be wearing spring colors right now. So maybe by the time spring comes around,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a
That's
good
cool.
fit.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for your
Is
husband.
it, it's lined, right? Isn't that jacket lined?
It's lined, and I'm glad I made it because she had a different way of doing the sleeves than I've seen before on patterns, and it's way easier. If you've ever bagged a jacket lining before, a lot of them have you do the sleeves in the beginning and then you turn everything and sew everything. She has you do the sleeves after you've turned it, where you're just pulling the sleeves back through the hole you left. And it's way easier because it's not confusing and they're already lined up together. When you're doing it first, I've done it wrong multiple times where I had to pick it out and redo it. So
when
I'm
you
glad
did
I did it.
Bag the jacket, do you mean that you're gonna pull it through?
That's what, yeah. You can do a jacket where you sew the entire thing and then you've left a little opening in a side seam, or sometimes they have you leave it in a sleeve seam. But doing it in the side seam is way easier for me.
Yeah.
And then all I had to do was like follow her directions and pull one sleeve out and then pull the other sleeve out. It worked perfect. And then I could do the whole sleeve lining by machine. And a lot of the patterns have you, even after you've done all this work on this jacket, now you're hand sewing that sleeve lining to the underside of the sleeve facing. And there's no need for that. They certainly don't do that in factories, So
I've always wondered the easiest way to do that. I've never, I mean, I couldn't quite follow what you're doing, but I've always had trouble with it. I kind of stay away from it just because it's just like, they all have a different, huh?
Sometimes it's overwhelming. You've done like all this work on the jacket and then there's this last part and you're like, why can't I figure this out?
There seems to be more than one way to do it, and I would like to know the easiest way to do it.
Do it the Mimi G way. Buy one of her patterns that's lined and then the instructions are good.
But the thing is, I think most of the time you really have to know everything has to be almost fit. You know, lengthwise, everything has got to, you got to have this, the sleeves got to be the correct, everything's got to be fitting correctly in order for that to just be done. Do you get what I'm saying at all?
Yeah, well, you do you make your mock-up, or I do a complete garment start to finish. I do not just do like a little muslin where I make sure my sleeve length is right. I work it all the way through to the end, because a lot of times there's little things like the zip doesn't come to a good spot, and I like to adjust the jacket to exactly match the length of the zipper, rather than try and adjust the zipper, because you wind up with these like not nice things. No matter how you do it, it's always less than perfect. So I go all the way through, so when I'm making the jacket out of the fabric that I like and the lining that I like, and I know I'm going to wear it, I have already sorted all those things out.
That's fine. It's really time. You put a lot of time into it, so it's really just a lot of time.
It's like 3 pairs of pajamas. Because you put a lot of time into selecting your fabrics and deciding where they go and all that. So it's the same. In my mind, it kind of is the same thing.
Yeah. I think I tend to get a little bit impatient when gets to be that much time invested in it. That's where I'm starting to, that's where I'm like, I know my patience is is kind of at its end. That's where it's hard for me. I wanted to just be able to just do it the way you're saying, but it's yeah. Patience.
Hey, Usha.
Hey.
We have a quilter in the room. Gay has an amazing tip down your screen a little, Gay, so Usha can see your awesome setup. Is it hard for you to just look at that, Usha?
Oh God, that's in my closet and it's in my dining room.
Quilters have been happening over there. Okay,
Fun.
How about you, Casey? What's happening in Arizona today?
Well, it's a nice sunny day. It's a little cool still. It's only 28 degrees here, but it's supposed to get up into the 50s today. I did manage to do some sewing over the holiday. I tried to do that so easy pattern with the wrap front.
Yep.
And my first attempt came out looking like a hospital scrub. And it was not flattering. In fact, when I put it on, Dave kind of went, oh.
What fabric did you use?
I've got it on. I used a knit, a fairly thin cotton knit. Let's see if you can see. So I made adjustments. Let's see. So it's better than it was.
Yeah, dental tech lab.
Now he says it looks like dental tech lab.
Maybe it's the color, the solid color, because I'm wearing it now too.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the color.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work well in a solid, because I did make it in the print when I used the other pattern.
Right.
And it looked a little better, but it was like, yeah, I don't think we'll be doing this one again. At least not as solid.
Solid, yeah.
The one I did earlier, I did the small, and it was way too small in the shoulder. So I went up to the medium, and that's when I got all this extra fabric in the waist. So I laid it back down on the pattern and I kind of marked it. So I have a medium shoulders, small waist, medium hips. And it came out better, but again, not
I've
sure.
always had to pull this part here after I got done. I've always had to pull that over.
Yeah.
So
I had,
even though,
yeah,
yeah,
I had to pull that in a little bit more. I mean, I pulled in the waisting and then I had to pull it in a little bit more because it was doing this funky.
yeah. But once you get it figured out, you can.
Yeah. So if I see a cute print that's, you know, not real expensive, I might try it again. I think also because this is a cotton, and it might need something that has a little more polyester in it, so it kind of slides a little bit.
Yeah, well, this is too much polyester and it slides. Oh, it's four-way stretch. I would never recommend four-way stretch. But you know, maybe you could dye that, tie-dye it or something would look fabulous. It's so popular now.
Doreen will need to talk.
Send it to her.
I was about to say, just send it my way.
Let her tie-dye it.
It looks like a good nursing dress.
Well, that's it. It looks like a hospital scrub on me. So
It's so interesting how it's the same pattern and it looks completely different.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that's one of the things, like they said, if you do it in a solid, you don't see the pleats as much. And given that I don't have anything to pleat, you know, to put in a pleat up top there, I think that's why it looks so flat and not quite so flattering. But you know, this is the fabric that came with the holes in it. So I figured, well, I'll just use it kind of.
Yeah.
So I had it laid out on the table that I have here, and holes would it had cascaded over the edge, and one of the holes was just, you know, out there. The cat looked at that hole and said, oh no, she leaped through the hole. And I thought for sure all the fabric was, you know, she'd catch on it and all the fabric would go with her. Nope. I look in the hole afterwards, the fabric.
See, you found a usage for that hole.
Big hole.
It's a cat entertainment. And so I look back through the hole. She's sitting underneath the table, just as proud as herself as she could be.
How cute.
Oh, so.
That pants. Well, you make a very adorable dental assistant.
I think you want me in your mouth. And then I was making a second sweatshirt for Dave, and he started wearing this fleece zip up thing that he'd gotten from his sister. And I'd asked him last time, do you want it to be a pullover or a zip up? And he said, no, a pullover. Well, now he's wearing the zip up thing. So I asked him again, I said, do you want me to make your second one a zipper? He said, yeah, that would be good. So I kind of reconfigured the pattern to do the zipper. And it required a few other things because I was thinking it was just be, you know, zip up and then the collar would be there. Well, no, he wanted to zip up through the collar, and that complicated things with the facing going through the collar, etc. So, but I finally figured it out. It's an engineering feat to get all the pieces attached and have them fold the right way. And then I realized as I put the zipper in last night, I looked at it, it's like, I put it in backwards. So you can't, it's
Zip on the inside. Oh dear.
That's fun.
So I'll be taking the zipper out and putting it back in the correct way. I'm so focused on re-engineering all these facings and things, but I think it'll work out fine. But it was just, I just looked at that and said, yep, we're done for tonight. So,
Oh boy.
yeah.
She's so old too, and she still can find time for fun. Right?
You're the cat.
Living her life. How about you, Kim? Did you sew it all?
I finished the French terry top, and I'm working on the pants. I did not put a trim on the top. I got to the point where I kept looking at all the different trims, and I didn't like any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I was starting to look like a school teacher. So I was like, no, this is just not working.
One dentist assistant and one school teacher.
I was like, no,
Do you have it
Hey,
here,
what's
Bob?
wrong with looking like a school teacher?
I was like, no. My daughter said I was like a first grade school teacher. He was like, no. So I just,
Oh, not even the headmistress.
and it was because I was like, no. So I was like, if I just want to put like a scatter pen or whatever on it, I can.
Lower
But
it down a little bit, Kim. Little bit. Oh, okay.
There you go.
I see now.
but it's just it's an elbow sleeve. So it fits and it fits really, really well. I really do like it.
I
So
think
I'm
you
fit.
should paint something on it.
No, I'm good. Everything I put on it, I just did not like.
Some applique maybe.
I had different styled buttons, I had charms, I had ribbons, I had everything, and I didn't like any of it. So it was like, okay. I was like, it's just too much. And so I was like, okay, I've got different kind of pens here and scatter pens. If I want to do something like that, I can do that. And I was like, okay, that's not. But I got the pants and I got to finish those, and I'm almost done with those. So,
Yep.
Very nice.
so I'm almost done with those. But other than that, that's it. I looked at a lot of videos this week of people that finished their 2020 makeups and what they had finished and stuff. And it was kind of interesting just seeing what people had done.
Any favorites? Did you have any favorites?
No, not really. I looked at like Inside the Hem, and I looked at So Natural Dane. She made like 85 different things this year. And it was like,
Wow.
Who is
I
that?
mean, So Natural Dane.
Okay, don't know if I've heard of that one.
I've
But
never added up everything I've made in a year. Has anyone?
It's
Keep
too
a
hard.
log. I write down everything I make and the date I made it and the pattern number and a little, just like one line, little tiny description of the fabric. And I don't use it that often, but a couple days ago, somebody emailed me and sent me a photo of a shirt I made and gave away at an ASG meeting because she wants to now make it. I had no idea what pattern that was, but I was able to go back through my log and find it. Like, I'm like, oh, you got to tell me roughly, like, was it October? Like, when did I give this to you? So I was able to find it and tell her what pattern and size, and not that useful, but for me, when you set goals, it's helpful to keep track if you've actually done things. So I've been
I'm
doing
gonna
that for
start
a
one.
year.
Now is definitely the time. I'm starting a maker's log. People
I
ask me all the
posted,
time about measurements on something, and I'm like, I have to ask Suzette. I already forgot.
A
I
lot of
posted on So We Sew everything I made in 2020. So I thought it was kind of interesting to see everything I had made because I'd never made this much stuff in 1 year. I usually don't have the time to do it. So
Right.
Oh, Kim, I'm gonna have to go and look for that too. This is great. Okay, anybody
They-
else want to
yeah.
start a maker's log?
A
Now's the
lot,
time.
a lot of quilters do it. All I've ever done is taken a picture, but a lot of quilters, they literally write down what the pattern was, what quilting was done on it. And some of them even go as far as they use, they say which fabric designers they've used. I don't do any of that. I literally have just taken pictures when I finish a quilt, and that's my catalog.
I do all with the Instagram account. So whenever I make something, I post a picture and write something about it. And my Instagram account is my log. I'm
Mhm.
not,
That's a good idea too, Usha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little easier, but there's no way to search it though. So like if I wanted to search how many messenger bags I made this year, I couldn't.
Well, your
search.
phone, you're taking pictures with your phone, so you might
Yeah.
have all that on your phone. You could make a folder and then put all those in a special folder on your phone, right?
Do you
Right.
give up on your design book, Andrea?
Well, see, we started that in January last year and then COVID hit.
I've
And
got
I
it with
still have
mine.
it. I have it here, but then when COVID hit, it's like we threw everything out the window.
I still keep putting everything in there.
You put every single thing in. You stuck with it and got everything, and good for you. So you do
Oh,
have
man.
one. And mine just got scattered all around. Good. Like, I'm telling you, if you have children and they come home, all of a sudden, no notice that they're coming home, that's disruptive. And then if you have a husband and no notice he's coming home, that's not easy.
What were they thinking? I mean, goodness.
Nowhere in life did they prepare us to have children and a husband at home.
Oh, true.
Never. We never imagined that would happen. Mm-mm. So anyways, okay, where
But
were
they are the motivation triggers for you to go back to sewing.
Well, I didn't leave sewing, but I'm not used to having them in my life this much. And now it's been 42 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
But you're
Hopefully
not
we'll
counting, are
only
you?
have,
What'd you say, Kim?
You're not counting, are you?
No. Yes, because in my silly mind, I thought I endured 40 weeks of pregnancy 4 times. This will end at 40 weeks. And now I'm really overdue and cranky. Yeah, so if we're still here at 80 weeks,
Oh,
Maybe you are carrying twins then, double the time.
oh gosh, it's something,
Is
right?
anybody like on a list yet to get their vaccine?
No.
Anybody?
no.
No?
We have them available here in Broward County, and a lot of our neighbors have appointments, but every time I go into the website, it's crashed. And
Um,
most of our first responders have taken the one, the first vaccine. And apparently we have an awful lot of vaccines available. And we have 2 sites and a 3rd opening. But I can't get into the website. I had said no, but now I'm thinking, yeah, I probably will go.
I'm thinking about volunteering for a study just to get it.
But have they already done studying it?
Yeah, I
There's
thought they had.
there are more vaccines in the pipeline.
Yep.
So here we do a lot of medical research in this area. So there have been studies all along, and I didn't do them. And now I'm thinking there's a better chance I'm going to be able to get the vaccine through a study than by waiting. So
So if you do a study, do you maybe get a placebo?
they tell you the current one that they're soliciting for, 2/3 of the people are going to get the vaccine and 1/3 are going to get the placebo. And then if it becomes an approved vaccine, they will tell you whether you got it and what you got. But I'm one of those people who has allergic reactions to everything. So I am not going to be able to go to the health department or the Publix or wherever they're handing them out and get my vaccine that way. I'm going to need to get my vaccine at a medical facility.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
hopefully soon. My mom's in Florida and she said it was a mess. She could qualify to get it, but she said that you guys got some problems down there right now.
I know about them.
Oh, yeah, so she's waiting.
Why is it a mess for her?
I guess the people are just like in line waiting, and so to her she thinks that's much more dangerous. She's actually was an ICU nurse for much of her life and is now a nursing professor, so she looks at that and she's like, yeah, no.
They're in line in their cars, they're not in line in person.
Right.
Suzette,
It was like overnight. They literally have been camping there for over 24 hours in line in cars in Florida.
Yikes.
Massachusetts doesn't have enough vaccine. We got cut in Massachusetts. So Trump cut our supply.
Oh no. Well,
Where are you located, Gay?
Huh?
Where are you located in Massachusetts?
Worcester, the 2nd largest city in the state.
Isn't that where Cheryl is?
Yeah, Cheryl was in a place little rural to Boston.
She's between Worcester and Boston.
Isn't it called Dracut, or I don't know how to
Dracut.
pronounce it.
That's
Yeah.
north of us. That's north of us. So, but
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys, yeah, if COVID goes away, you guys could actually meet in person.
yeah, because my son's a first responder and he's in these houses all the time and he has not gotten the vaccine yet. And medical people were supposed to get it first and he's still waiting. His wife has gotten hers because she's in medical also, but he hasn't gotten his yet. So,
Gosh. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Lynn, I think it's Lynn's turn. Did you get to sew anything, Lynn?
I didn't, but I sewed my neckline on this top you guys are probably sick of seeing, but every day I put it off. Oh, it's inside out, but you know, my
It's so
daughter said
Yeah.
it's a flashback fabric, and I thought, oh, now I'll never wear it, vintage. But I did get the little, I cut it down narrower like was suggested, and it's gonna work. I just don't have the side seams in permanently, so eventually. So there you go. I've got a neckline there, finally. This has probably taken a month.
I was
Because
gonna
I
say, you
don't-
have a lot of time in that.
Oh, I don't sew with woven, so it's like everything is a struggle. I baste it, I take it out, I sew it in permanently. But the back, I love the back. I love the little yoke and the little gathers, and it's really comfortable and flowy. So now once I get the side seams and the hem, it may be 2 months before I wear this item.
Oh, no. And you won't start anything else until you finish that?
No, but I am doing a little bit of embroidery. I'm putting that dog face on my white sweatshirt. So I am gonna,
Oh,
a couple of
cute.
my husbands, so I'm gonna do a little bit of embroidery to take a break and then finish this up, and then I'll cut something out.
Do you have the pattern of that top handy?
Actually, no, I self-drafted it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's why it's
I wanted
going
something roomy with no
Ah.
zipper, no buttons, just pop it over your head and go. And I thought it's time to try a rayon because I find rayon very comfortable, but I didn't have any rayon fabric. So this I've had, oh my gosh, maybe 6 or 7 years. And I thought, well, let's use it up. But I did not realize how it's so slippery. It wouldn't hold together. Oh my gosh. It was a lot. And now I probably will remake it in rayon because I love that drapey feeling, and it's not a knit and it's very comfortable.
It doesn't slide around as much.
When
I hope
I
not.
like, yeah, I like to sew with challis rayon. That is here in the heat in the summertime, you can
That's
still
what I-
wear it. As long as you don't try and make anything fitted because it wrinkles so much.
Yeah, this isn't fitted at all, but that's what I want. It's something just to throw on to go outside real quick and look good. But this is almost too dressy, you know, where are you going to wear this thing? But it'll look good with black shorts. I'm afraid that because it's so polyester, it'll be real sweaty, but because it's so big and blousy, the air will come up. If it was a dress, I would die. But Shelly Rayon, I'll look for that because I really want to do another one while it's fresh in my mind and maybe easier to make.
I'm not sure what Shelly rayon is.
No,
I mean,
but
think about Joann's. Where would it be? Would they have that at
Oh,
Joann's?
I would look online because Joann's
Yeah.
half the stuff isn't marked. You don't know what you're getting. And even a batik, a nice soft batik might be really comfortable too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm,
When I
I'm-
know
Oh, petite.
has some like solid rayons that are similar to challis. Challis usually has like a little bit of a twill finish to it. And the one they have at Hobby Lobby is just a plain woven, and it's got a little bit of sheen, and they get different colors. They usually get it in the spring and they get different colors of it. And I make dresses and tops, and it's relatively inexpensive. Sorry, dog barking.
yeah, well, Hobby Lobby does label very well, so you can really tell. But I don't do a lot of solid colors because I have the dogs, I get dirty, they spit on me. And if I do a solid color and there's a spot, I'm taking it out and then it gets worse. And oh my, I need a print. And I know solid colors are really important to have, but I have so few solid. I have some navy blues, and even with that, I get a nose spot on it, and it's like everybody's staring at the nose spot all day long, I feel like.
Solids on the bottom, prints on the top.
Yep, that's
Lynn,
that's
do you do a lot of self-drafting?
you know, I do quite a bit, but maybe 50-50.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with sleeves, but everything else I'm pretty good at.
Okay,
And
very
I've been
good.
yeah, I've been trying to take a few YouTubes, and I get real confused on the arm's eye and, you know, making it fit, and that's a real problem. So I've just been copying one that works, and then I've built
Right.
it into the bodice. Yeah.
Yep.
Your tail. All I could see was happy dog. Oh, very good. I love that logo, by the way, Lynn, that you have, that you're embroidering. I think that is so
Oh, you mean the dog head?
it's
Oh, 'cause
darling.
we have a logo too, but a dog. Yeah, she's so cute.
So,
Thank you. Do I have it here? I'll show everybody. I have it. I finished my koozie. There she is, my little chaos.
isn't that adorable?
So she looked really good on my white sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very cool.
Thank you.
How about you, Doreen? I
Oh,
see.
the-
Aw,
Now you can see the face.
the shame. I see those ears back. She must have
She's a
done
big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the guilt. It's like, no.
He or he.
How about- Is it a boy or a girl, Dora?
That one's they're both girls.
Okay.
That's the big one who never sits on my lap, but she like always is trying to climb up on me while I'm doing this.
Doing something. Now we know what she looks like. How about you, Doreen? I see something going on back there. What is that?
Oh, there's a lot going on. The one thing I don't have the pattern by me, but the one because I don't know if everybody looked in the site to
I
see
saw
the
it.
pic.
I
Yeah,
saw
the
you
one that,
modeling that top.
yep, the one that I actually, with the
Oh,
funky
don't-
stuff in the police. Did everybody see this?
Yeah. Mhm.
Ready.
Okay, yeah, but I actually, when I had it on, I tried it on a few times and I went, I don't believe it. I actually really, it's really comfortable. It just fits. It's just got a nice fit with the ruching on the side. But I don't think I'll do the ruching on the sleeve again because just wearing it around home, I don't need. It just takes. If I didn't have to do all the ruching, this top would have taken just whatever, a couple of hours or something to make, hardly anything. But so the sleeves, I would not, like I said, wouldn't do that again, just for having at home. But this here, the ruching on the side, yeah, that's because you could do a couple different things with it, design wise. So that I liked.
It
I
looks
like
good
the-
on you also.
Thank you. I thought so too. I was kind of glad to have something finally work out. I did this, I think you guys remembered it, but I hadn't finished it. This was just a quickie finish. Remember the one that had this?
Mm.
I just put the this in it finally.
Adorable.
That's
Wow.
what I ordered it in the color.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Love
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So that finished that. Finally, I got that done.
That's super cute, Doreen. You're
Thank
on a
you.
roll. The year is off to a good start.
I got that done. Well, I think what kind of got me down is I tried, whenever I always say I want to do something different and like self-drafting something. I did one of them I just spent part of the day doing it. It was, ugh. I think I do better with the pattern. But since I have it right by me, okay, so what I am gonna do, oh, I did have, this is the one I just showed you guys, whoever didn't see it. That's the one.
That's cute.
Yeah, so that's the one. What I got two things that I'm gonna do next. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to do this guy right here. I am not gonna do this little thingy through here because I just don't think that's necessary. But I'm gonna do that. And then okay, so what I did, the big alteration that I did on the one that I just showed you on this guy, what the big alteration that I did because of my shoulders being so narrow is I brought it up through here, the boat neckline. I took off about a good inch, and that was it was still the boat, and it's it actually fit on my shoulders. It wasn't going back, being all non-fitted through here. So this one also has a real wide one. It's not a boat, but it's real wide. So I'm going to take that and make it a little less of that. And then I will so I'm going to make this guy from this fabric that I showed you guys a while back, that orange thing.
Be nice and cozy.
Yeah, with that. Yep. I love that. And then I'm going to make the cowl from this fabric. Try and get it to show. From that fabric. So I'll get this is a nice, that's going to be the cowl on top of this. Yep.
Cool. Fun. You're going to start today?
No, because I've got one other one that I'm doing that's already on the cutting block over there. I'm making a what I'm cutting out right now is it's got this is a fabric. Excuse me, it's a sweater. It's just another it's this guy here. Because it's going to be really easy and simple to put together. So making that guy for me. And then I'm going to have, this is going to be the main bulk of it all. And then I'm going to have the navy as a sleeve, just to add some variation to it. So that'll be the sleeve. So
the queen of fabric blending. I'm always amazed that you find these things together. I'm like, just amazed.
Oh, thank you.
I never seem to be able to find, two that are right colors. They always fight each other a little bit.
It does take a lot of more, it takes more time when I'm in my stash to get, I'm always trying to put it up against some piece of fabric so that it'll work. It does take some time.
But you see color differently, Doreen. So it was every time when you match up some stuff, it was like, yeah, it looks good, but it never comes to me, at least like when I see those colors or those patterns, I never feel like they could go together until you show, those things. Even now, like when you showed the other time, like the copper one, the dark color one, I was thinking like, are they both similar weight fabrics, or one is heavy and one is lightweight?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
The one before you showed.
Are you talking about the orange one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They are both similar weight.
They both are. Yeah, they're both very, very similar. This is just going to be the cowl thing going around.
Yeah. For me, for far away, it looks like the lighter one is very lightweight, and the darker one looks like a heavy fabric. So that's what I was.
No, I guess
No?
maybe it's not showing up that well on the
Okay.
screen, but yeah,
Okay.
it's perfect. It's, yeah, because this has got, I don't think this is showing up as the weight. It does have some structure to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely got weight to it. And this when you just, yeah, it'll work.
Good.
Yep.
Stunning, Doreen. Very nice.
You'll see it. Believe it. You'll see it.
You always have something to share.
I already believe you, so I don't have any doubt.
But I know what you're saying, but I know what you're getting at, but yeah, I know it'll work on that end. But thank you. Appreciate it. That's nice.
How about
And
you?
Kim, I have to say it's really nice. I'm having a really hard time finding fabric. I mean, Joann's, I'm done. There's nothing more there. And Walmart doesn't have a whole lot of, I mean, you guys, I think Dara, I think you have find the best result for finding fabric at Walmart. I
travel more to get it.
How far do you travel?
Every other month I drive from North Carolina to Central Florida, and I stop at Walmart's along the way and buy, almost always find something and bring it home with me.
Okay, got it.
I don't do it to get the fabric. I do it to go to my mom.
Yeah, you don't go you don't go in the nearby area. You go to a different state. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Are you back to work, Usha?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you get to make anything over your vacation?
I tried to give one of the quilt I made for my son before he was leaving, a couple of days before. I told him, hey, this is what I made it for you, and it would be good for Boston's climate and all. He was like, what is that square? What is this square? I don't like it. And
No.
it's very heavy. It's very long. Then I was like, okay, I'll take it back because because he can take it just to please me and then throw it out. I know that. So I said like, okay, I'm not giving that to you. So, but I want you to pick something. So he picked the one, I don't know whether you remember or not, the Santa Fe, the horse thing.
Yes.
So that top, I showed it to him because I know those are his colors and he likes horses. He said, yeah, I like that. But mom, you don't have time. I said, like, I'll make it out. And I started on New Year's Eve in the evening. I finished quilting and binding and everything before it hits 12 o'clock.
You sent it? You got to send it with them? Oh,
yeah, I did.
Wow.
But my original plan was, remember, like I had like a plan of making 2 tote bags. So my original plan was that 31st, I wanted to make the second bag because the first bag I finished it.
Oh, pretty.
Oh,
love that.
Nice.
So this is the second one of this fabric, but I finished it with this, but I need one more bag to finish it to reach my goals or whatever it is. But since he came on top of it and, so I said, okay, I'll make the bag whenever I can, but because he's going to leave. So I made it, I washed it, I gave it to him because I just want to see if it washes correctly and it's not crawling. I used some wool batting so it won't be heavy. It will be lightweight and, but still warm. That's kind of a thing.
Did you get a picture of it before he drove away or flew away?
Yeah. I did. I did take the picture. I don't know whether you can see it or not.
Wow.
Bring it closer in.
Love it.
Oh.
Came out great. Yeah. Great.
So that was the front, and this was the back.
Oh, Usha. Wow, he's very lucky.
I don't know whether he's thinking that way or not, but I labeled it.
Oh, from mom.
Very nice.
Cute. Nice.
That was Bobby. So yeah, you can read it. But this is the whole picture of the entire quilt though. So that's,
Whoa.
yeah, that's the pattern.
Wow.
He liked it.
So you,
So
you've
both
done
of
that?
us are, pardon?
Usha, you created that already? The whole thing?
So the top patchwork was done by me, but this horse thing, this whole black frame, it's a panel.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So that's a panel,
Oh,
but I did
that's
the patchwork
gorgeous.
around it. Thank you.
That's so cool.
So
Quilted.
that's what I did. And I'm working on my January quilt top.
You're off to a good start then.
How do
Yeah,
you, Usha? How
pardon?
did you just free motion quilt on your machine?
Yeah. No, not the free motion thing. I have a software.
You have a
So
line?
yeah,
You have a line? Okay,
yeah, I have the Gracie 21 Longo.
okay.
So that's what I used it. If I make it by myself, like, if I started doing free motion quilting, I tend to quilt more. It takes a long time, I know that. So that's why I set up the software. It only like, I think 5 rows. I did 5 rows on it. So,
I have quilted with the computer, so.
yeah, so it takes maybe 5 to less than 10 minutes for each row when it quilted. So it's only 60 by 70, the measurement. 60 inches wide and 70 inches length. So it didn't take much, maybe I think an hour it took it.
Crazy.
But for me, I had some software challenges. So that took longer time.
I always have software challenges. I am not good with electronics.
I used to have a lower version and then they upgraded it. After I upgraded, I didn't use much. So I thought, okay, I'll do my practice pieces, but never had to. But that was a crisis. So I thought like, okay, I'm not doing by hand, because if I do it by hand, like I'll tend to quilt more and it takes time more. So I go like crazy. So on that one. So that's why I like, okay, no, it's a software thing. I set up the software. I set up the block size, row size, height, weight of the pattern, how many iterations of the pattern it should. So that's the basic thing. But never left the area though, because you never know when it is having a problem. So it's like our embroidery machine. You just put it there, but you still keep an eye on it, even though it is doing its job. You should be around.
I don't leave the room when the machine's going.
New embroidery machines have a software application that it tells you when it stops or has a problem. It tells you on your telephone.
Well, my-
It's like a Cheryl's washing machine.
Yeah.
That's good to know, Lynn.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm buying another new machine, but just FYI.
Yeah, but they are a little expensive end though. So
Yeah. They always invent a new bell or whistle, so we upgrade or buy something new, and they're getting smarter with all the technology.
already people thinking whenever they saw my long arm machine, they thought like I'm doing a business.
Yeah.
And then they asked me about all that. I said, no, it's my hobby. They look at me like, are you crazy? You got this big machine and then you say hobby?
Yeah.
too. I mean, a 10-foot frame, I can do a king size quilt. I mean, the last king size quilt I did by hand was free motion quilting. It took me 150 hours to hand free motion quilt it.
I think for me it took all Saturday and a part of Sunday. So I think 15 hours it took me when I did the emotion.
It was
You wanna see?
all orange peels. There were 4 orange peels in each 6-inch block. And I mean, it just took forever, just took forever. That's when I decided between getting on my hands and knees and putting the 3 layers together and pinning it, moving furniture to have enough space for it. Now I just have to put it on the frame. It's just so much
That
easier.
was the motivation point, Gay. For me also, that was the motivation point, One thing is the day when I baste the quilt, it takes me at least minimum 3 days to get rid of those body pains.
Yeah.
Because like you crawl, you go, you stretch, you do it, you sit, you stand and all. So you will be using the muscles, you never use it, maybe good for health, but it only happens once in a while when you make the quilt, right? So the muscles were not, used to, get used up that much. So it was like beaten up and not enjoying the process by that way. That's definitely one motivational point to spend that much of money to get the big machine. And the second thing is the timing, what Gay mentioned, just like 50 hours. I don't have that many hours and I wanted to finish the quilt. I want to see it. That's another ththem.
Right.
So you were trying to say something, sorry, Gray.
Knees just killed after being on them for 3 or 4 hours straight, just pinning all that together.
Yeah. And it's still like not perfect. And when you try to quilt it in your regular machine, how much ever throat space you have, it's still a problem of hustling and moving that thing, unless, it's a baby size quilt.
Right.
It's
like king size.
You will be holding the weight on your hands. And so it's all sore up by the time the quilt is finished.
I'm setting up 2 tables to just be able to support the rest of the quilt. You're working on one little area, but you've got all this other weight that you need to hold it.
Yeah.
So, no, not easy. The frame is much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So that
Can
was
I
my
show you
motivation.
guys something really quick?
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Remember when I said, this will be really, really quick. That top that my husband wanted me to make, I finally found a picture of it. So I'll show you. This is what I'm going to try to find some kind of a. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
Very cool.
And I said, I don't even know if that will work on me because of my narrow shoulders, but that's what it is. I don't know. Somewhere, some.
Keep it up. Like,
Huh?
how do you make sure it stays on?
Well, I mean, it'll be snug through here, but
You have a front to hang it on. If I would try something like that, it would just slide right down.
Sometimes I put small straps underneath there and you can keep it up with those.
Or clear
small strap where?
Just the clear elastic almost is what they use.
You mean through to over the shoulders, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
When I have a friend who makes undergarments and she goes to the hardware store and buys the silicone caulk and she smears it on the backside. So then when it's against your skin, it's just like the fancy silicone they put in the good foundation garments. And it just is enough tension to keep it from like falling. Like you would have to do it on your arms.
You could do that on bag straps. You could do it on the underside of bag straps that fall off the shoulder. Very cool.
Polly, where would you put it? Are you saying right through?
Inside, on the inside where it doesn't show, right where it goes across. So on the underside of that. If you go to well, I know you're not doing it right now, but if you go to a department store and look at the really expensive foundation garments, they have silicone on the insides, and that's what keeps it from like moving around and giving you dig lines everywhere. You can do the same thing on a garment. It's got to be someplace where it's going to touch your skin.
I did one of the Pamela's patterns, one of her undergarment classes with her, and that's what she had. Was you had the silicone in the tube and you put it, on the whichever edge you were working on. So like when you do the shaper, it's across the top and across the bottom. Yeah, it works pretty good. And I thought, it works.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've never
Love
heard of it.
that.
That's a new
Okay,
idea.
ladybugs, I have to sign off because I'm a little bit running behind now.
Okay, sorry.
Good
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.